This is Legal Update with Cunningham Bounds.
Hello and welcome to Legal Update with the law firm Cunningham Bounds. I'm Drexel Gilbert with attorneys Billy Bonner and Lucy Tufts, and we are continuing to talk about unusual injuries sustained in commercial truck crashes. Billy, can you give us an example?
Sure. Cunningham Bounds handled a case for a Mobile County man who was rear-ended by a tractor trailer on an interstate in Alabama. His car was crushed, but he had no visible injuries at the scene. Soon after the crash, he began having unusual symptoms, like speech problems, his memory was going out, and he was having panic attacks, none of which he'd ever had before.
Well, that is unusual. So what was happening to him?
Well, this man saw his primary care physician in Alabama, neurologist in Louisiana and Texas, and a personal counselor for years in search of answers. It turns out that he was so sure that he was going to die when the tractor trailer barreled over the top of his car that he ended up suffering from a debilitating brain condition called post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. It is often associated with veterans returning from combat.
But if there was no visible injury at the scene of the crash, how were you able to pursue the case?
That was the challenge. Our attorneys dug deep into the medical literature associated with PTSD. They met with neurologists all over the country and developed the testimony and evidence that they needed to demonstrate that his PTSD was in fact related to the crash. This hard work resulted in a substantial confidential settlement for our client.
Drexel, it would have been easy to say that there was no way to prove that this man had PTSD, and certainly no way to prove it was related to the crash, given the delay in the onset of his symptoms. But Cunningham Bounds takes cases even when they are hard, and even though there is great risk, and we are successful. Don't settle for less.
Thank you for this great information on today's Legal Update.